and welcome to this episode of Wasting All the Time Level 3. My name is Dave, and I will be your host. I am joined by two of my three regular cohorts. Jess, welcome back, Jess.
Hello, welcome back. Also, this is John. I'm John. I'm John.
I forgot for a second that John was here and Jess was not.
Yeah,
so that was John.
It sounded exactly like John, obviously.
Oh, definitely. I'm just going to be quiet now and come in at the perfect opportunity for the perfect thing to say. It's very, very funny.
And Cody is here.
It's me, Cody, the loud one.
We will be performing some improv segments for you this fine episode, beginning with a little something called Science Time with Dave, where I will be speaking off the dome about some sort of scientific topic or subject matter or area of knowledge that I am neither trained in nor well-versed on. But we will find out what that is, and then I will start to do it. Here we go, finding out what the topic is.
Knowledge you neither asked for nor received.
There it is.
Okay, we have our topic.
Oh,
it is something called Baja, BC. Here we go.
I don't even
get ready to
Good
learn,
luck!
Because it's Science Time with Dave.
Now, you may think that after all of these years of people studying the Earth, that that we might have figured out how things go and what's happening and what happened and how to find out more about that. But you know what? The thing is, the whole idea of tectonic plates and continental drift wasn't even broadly accepted until just a few short decades ago. In the 1960s, I believe, is when it was finally fully accepted. So there's still a lot to learn. And something that is a fringe view in geology is that there is bedrock up in British Columbia, Canada, and the Pacific Northwest that appears to have been originally formed down in the latitudes of Mexico. And so the question is, how the hell does it form down there and end up there when everything else has been pretty much where it is now? Baja to BC.
What?
Are there follow-up questions?
Yeah, why is it up there?
Well, there's disagreement. Some geologists insist that it was formed up there, and that the people who are saying it wasn't are wrong.
Why is it in two places?
Is it the only such example?
I doubt it. No. In fact, there is a really common thing in geology known as exotic terrains. Not terrains as in like hills and mountains, but like with an ANES. Which is bedrock that doesn't match the bedrock around it. And there's a whole lot of it. Most of the western portion of North America is made up of exotic terrains because, if you got North American plate and then you've got an ocean plate subducting underneath it. I think I've talked about this before. You get the whole scraping the boot thing going on. So as the ocean plate goes underneath, any mountains or islands or whatever that's on top of that oceanic plate can get scraped off onto the edge of the North American plate. And so all of California, Oregon, Washington, and all the way east as far as past Idaho, I think, have been added to the North American plate over time.
Oh.
And that's presumably from, west to east subduction, things going underneath the North American plate. So the question is, how how does some rock form down south and then end up north when there is no northern motion? So the Baja to BC proponents are suggesting there's something that's being missed, and that there was northern motion of thousands of miles
Okay.
at some point in the history, and we just don't have all of the other surrounding evidence that makes that make sense yet. And it's a controversial topic. It's part of the ongoing debate in geology right now today, where in another 50 years that might become the accepted idea, but right now it's not.
That's what.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of exciting growth in the field of geology still.
Slow going though.
It is. You got to get people out there and figure out what tools you can use to sample things, and a lot of it still does require people to just physically go out and take samples and bring them back to a lab and analyze them, and you got to get funding for that, and so it all takes years and years, but it's exciting as hell.
I googled it. Sorry, it was this. You got, the first result is like a fucking study that's like geological evidence that resolves the Baja BC controversy. Well, that was easy. Of course, it's not. It's from December of 2015, but that's cool as shit.
I'm just saying that this is supposed to be a vacation, not vacation adjacent.
No, I know. I promise it's a vacation. It is a vacation. I'm just, this is how I relax, okay?
I don't understand why going up to the family cabin.
No, keep the drill straight up. Keep the drill straight up and down, please.
Okay. And we're just working on the cabin. I am not okay. I am not a construction worker. Jim, I am not a construction worker, okay?
I know that.
What am I, Jim?
You're my wife.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm more than just your spouse. What do I do? What do I do for a living, Jim? Jim, what's my job?
You are superintendent of the community college system.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are a top-tier administrator.
Yep.
Extensive experience in project management. 3
PhDs, Jim.
I was getting to that.
Yeah.
And you can hold a drill.
I can't. I can't hold a drill, okay? I can't do it right.
This isn't fun for you.
Vacation, Jim.
I thought a vacation could be whatever people made of it. I'm spending time with you. I love you, and so for me, this is great. What would you know what? I'm thinking about me. I'm always thinking about me. What would you like to do out here at the cabin site?
I would like to take the boat and a parasol and go to the center of the lake and read a book. Don't bring the fishing poles.
Well, I think you should do that. I think if that's what you want to do, I think you should do that.
Absolutely. I want
for a couple hours.
An activity where there's no utility in the activity other than personal enrichment.
Maybe take a book.
I'm not even going to read it though. That's the great part.
Okay, I don't want to. You don't have to. You do a lot of reading for your work, so you should get away from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Enjoy. I'll be here.
What?
Building.
No. Give me the hammer.
I don't want to.
Give me the hammer. No more hammering for you today. The cabin doesn't need a Four Seasons room right now.
I thought we had settled this one. I really just feel like a Four Seasons room is a requirement for this. If this is going to be our vacation cabin that we work on every time we come up.
Well, I am not working on my vacation, and neither should you.
Okay.
I agree.
Right.
We need a Four Seasons room on this cabin. I agree. That doesn't mean you need to build it.
If not me, who? Who is going to move forward? An outsider?
A qualified carpenter, Jim. What do you do for you, Jim? Jim, look at me. You are not a carpenter.
I know.
You are a head financial advisor.
I am aware.
Okay.
That's how I can afford this property.
For Mass Mutual, okay? You don't even know how to properly stud out a wall, let alone.
The best way to learn is by doing.
Dad, did you know that if you stick a rock in the guard of the bandsaw, it just keeps spinning with the guard disengaged?
That's a problem, right?
That's a really big problem. That's
All right, everyone to the boats. Ding.
Bro, their expressions are priceless. That was amazing.
Oh, good fun. That was Science Time with Dave. And now I'm going to hand things over to my wonderful cohort, Jes.
Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome, fellow cohorts. This is Jes, and I'm the person that will be bringing the next game to this wonderful podcast. This is not me stalling for time because my mind just completely went blank, and I know what we're doing. What we're doing is a step out. It's a pun game. Because Jes is easing back in after having a little bit of a hiatus there. And John's not here to catch up, so bleh.
Sorry, what was that last bit?
Bleh.
Oh, okay.
Bleh.
Spell it.
IT.
Bleh. I'm going to use it in a sentence first. John wasn't here, so I felt bleh. That's B L. Bleh.
That is correct.
Okay. So we're going to do one of my silly favorites, which is 185. It's a strong, tried and true one. I don't think we've done this one for a while. The idea is that a ridiculously large quantity of something manages to get into a bar, and the bartender says, "I can't serve you," and then the items or entities of large quantity respond thus with a pun or a ha-ha, preferably 2 ha's, perchance 3, but always strive for 1.
Excellent explanation.
Good.
Thank you.
This pleases me.
I, however, do need to pull up a list randomizer.
So you already have a list and you need it in a non-sequential order?
No, I'm just going to randomize words. Okay. So let's get our first one.
Let's. Dave Rage.
Our first suggestion is a welder.
So 185 welders walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Whoa, okay, I can't. I don't have enough alcohol for all you guys because our supplies are constantly in flux."
Oh, I got one. Okay, 185 welders walk into a bar. Bartender says, "Oh, sorry, can't serve you." And the welders go, "Man, that's too bad. This is a really nice joint."
Yo.
185 welders go into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we're not going to serve you in here. This is a no mask zone," because they're like anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers, and in that bar, but the welders had a mask on, and so he was telling them they can't.
It gets funnier
because
the more
welders have
funnier.
masks on.
Keep going. You just because they've got the 185 welders go into a round robin dating thing, and the round robin dating coordinators are like, whoa, you guys can't all come in here. And the welders go, "Oh man, we all just really felt a spark with people."
185 welders walk into a bar. Bartender says, "Hey, we don't want your kind to come around in here. Dealing with people trying to steal." See, it's a homophone. Steal.
185 welders walk into a bar, and the bartender looks at them and says, "Get out. We don't serve people like you here." And the welders, the chief welder turned around to the other 184 of them and said, "All right, guys, I guess this just isn't our kind of spot."
Good.
All right, let's get a new suggestion.
Trying to work Tig in somehow, and I had nothing.
I love when I have the last one because it means it's either the best or the worst.
Yes. Oh, that's where we are. Let's move on.
Let's go ahead. Okay, so the next suggestion is a record.
Okay. 185 records roll into a bar. The bartender takes one look at the vinyl and says, "Hey, you got to get out of here." And then what happens? Let's see here. Then the record says that one of the records says, "Yeah."
This is funnier than the
I don't have it.
185 records. They start just going right into the bar, and they're having a bunch of fun, and they're partying and everything because the bartender was like out back having a smoke, and suddenly the bartender goes in and they're like, "Oh, what are all your records doing here?" And all the records go, beep.
185 records walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, you records better get out of here. We got a live DJ tonight."
DJs use records.
185 records walk into the bar, stomping all over the place, and the bartender says, "Hey, you take it easy. This floor can't take another record scratch."
Oh my gosh. 185 records go into a bar, and bartender says, "I'm sorry, y'all can't be here." And they're like, "Oh, well, why not?" "Well, you can't be here." "Oh, well, why not?" "Well, you can't be here." "Oh, well, why not?" "Well, you can't be here." "Oh, well, why not?" "Look, we're not going round and round with this all night."
185 records walk into a bar. They're on a pub crawl. The bartender looks at them and sees that they're pretty far along already, and he says, "Hey, I don't need you in here causing a ruckus." And then one of the records says, "But we're on a bar crawl. You're getting us out of our groove."
Ooh.
185 records walk into a bar. The bartender's like, oh my God, you guys can't go in there. It's really, really dangerous. The records are like, why? What's going on? He said, there's a bunch of Olympic athletes in there. They've been breaking records all night.
Yes.
Records.
Yeah.
Helps that I didn't say the punchline correctly the first time.
Yeah, it does.
185 records walk into a bar, and the bartender says, we can't have you in here. Get out of here. And the records, what do they do? They say, oh, you're just needling us.
Oh. All right.
185 records walk into a nice little restaurant. And they're like, hey, well, we'd like some bread. What do you have for us to dip it in? And the maître d' says, we have some very nice olive oil. It's the initial press.
Oh.
It's press olive oil. Okay.
185 records walk into Spotify. And Spotify goes, we don't need you. We're a digital company. And the records go, that's fair. Thank you for your time.
Oh, God.
Let's get a new suggestion.
What, the last one was very wholesome.
Why are these random words that are nouns? Oh, I'm clicking. Okay. The word is pipe.
Pipe.
Pipes.
As in plumbing?
Yeah.
Or screenplay.
No, like plumbing. Like
Pipe is a thing in screenplays.
What?
When you give information directly to the audience, it's sometimes called pipe. Like you're piping information to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know. Do-do-do-do.
Why couldn't they stick with exposition?
Because it's a method of delivery. Like if you just straight up tell him, it might not be exposition, it might be information like about a character. Like, Kyle sure loves smoking cheese.
185 pipes walk into a bar. The bartender gets one look at them and says, hey, we don't need you theater types in here anymore.
185 pipes walk into a bar. Bartender's like, you guys. They're like, what? We're not allowed in here just because we're not really well dressed? And he's like, yeah, you're looking kind of thready.
Ooh. 185 pipes walk into a bar. Bartender says, sorry, I can't serve your kind here. And the pipes, they start crying. They all just start crying, and the bartender goes, whoa, stop it with the waterworks.
I have the dumbest punchline and no setup. 185 pipes walk into a deep sea charter agency. And the agent goes, what are you doing here? And the pipes say, we're really excited to plumb the depths.
Oh, that went somewhere I didn't think I thought it was going to go darker.
So 185 pipes walk into a bar, and the bartender's like, pipes, you guys suck, and you don't tip well, and you don't know what you want, and you eat all the peanuts for free, and you make a mess of the place. And the pipe's like, hey, you know what? Fine, we're leaving. We're not going to take any more of your shit.
Ooh.
Like toilet pipes.
Yes, that was, because shit goes through them.
Like
It's fecal
pipes.
matter.
Okay.
Yeah, that was also urine.
All right. Our next suggestion is an accountant. 1,846 accountants try to walk into a bar. And the bar says, whoa. This bar has a maximum occupancy of 84 people. And the accountants all look at each other, and they look around the room, and they go, oh, that adds up.
Hey.
185 accountants walk into a bar. The bartender's really impressed, and he goes, "Wow, that's some group of guys."
Oh.
185 accountants walk into a bar, but they're all on one single, like, straight piece of wood. That they've all walked into the bar. None of them are falling off. The bartender's like, "Wow, how are you guys doing that?" And the accountants say, "Oh, we're really good at balancing."
Ooh, all right.
My mind just went completely blank.
All I can think of is I just want to shout abacus.
Audits.
Quick, what are things that accountants do?
Numbers.
185 accountants walk into a bar, and bartender serves them all up a drink, and they all at the exact same time drink it, put the mugs down. The bartender's like, "Wow, I didn't know accountants were so good at this." And they're like, "Yeah, we really excel."
Oh.
Wouldn't it be QuickBooks?
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, wow, they drink the beer at the same time. The bartender says, "You're really good at this." And the accountants go, well, we really QuickBooks.
Thank you. Accurate. Really ruins
abacus.
the joke. When it's an accurate.
God. Ding. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
That was something.
185.
That was wild.
Which is
I think
quite a number.
our minds collectively went blank on that last one.
Yeah.
Except for Cody. Cody had it. He was.
That was 185. Thank you so much for bringing that to us, Jess.
Yeet.
I am contractually obligated at this time to say it was fun.
Oh no! There's a contract. Did I sign the contract? Did I make the contract?
No,
in blood.
I made a deal with the devil. And now I must call everything fun.
Makes funerals really awkward.
I don't even know what the positive side of this deal is. But I am scared to renege against the devil.
Old Scratch. Beelzebub. Lucifer
So-
Morningstar.
It is now time to hand things over to Cody to wrap things up. All the pressure's on him to be the culminating segment. This is it. We've been building to this, folks. It's been getting better and better. Cody's going to really knock it out of the park. It's going to be gold.
Everything will make sense.
Stop the podcast right now. Go tell your friends. Come listen. This is going to be great.
It will.
And I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed or let down or in any way a third word. So here is Cody's segment.
So as you may have noticed, John is not here. We all know what that means.
The look, and you're like, all right, time to get serious. I got to figure this out,
Good.
reposition myself,
Game face.
psych myself up. Oh my
Lean it.
gosh.
Lean it in. Here we go. Give me the old 1, 2. Boom, boom. Up, 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 up. So-
You're so serious.
Good, good. Gotta have that bloodlust.
It's not going to help, I promise.
The bloodlust? Shit, bloodlust usually helps everything. But anyway, I heard that even though he's not here, John is off riding a moped. What do you think, Jess? Because you can go next.
Oh, yeah. I heard that John was riding a moped so that he could try out his new Daisy hat.
Yes, John is driving a moped so he can try out his new Daisy hat in the big city.
Classic John, out riding a moped so he can try out his new Daisy hat in the big city before he robs a bank.
I mean, that's what John does on Mondays. He drives a moped, trying out his new Daisy hat in the big city as he gets ready to rob a bank to donate the money to orphans.
Yeah, nice guy, John.
Classic,
He always on Mondays he rides his moped to try out his new Daisy hat in the big city before he robs a bank, donates the money all to charity. And it is a different charity every time.
This is the same John. This one that every Monday he rides a moped so he can try out his new Daisy hat in the big city right before he robs a bank, and he gives all the money to charity, sometimes orphans. It's a different charity every time. And this time the charity is Lost Martians?
Yeah. So, every Monday, John, he gets on his moped and he he tries out a new Daisy hat in the big city to rob a bank so that he can then donate all of that money to charity. Sometimes it's orphans, because it's a different charity every time. This time it's to aliens. And this time it's to...
Which planet?
And do we know where they are?
Is it the Martian?
Uh-huh.
The Martian alien?
That's half of it.
Well, I didn't get orphanage. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, cool. Martian aliens.
Martianed? Is it a verb now? Martian aliens. Why not?
Because they all need highlighters.
Yep, John is out riding his moped to try out his new Daisy hat in the big city. This is the sound of the moped in the big city before he robs a bank so that he can donate the money to charity, sometimes orphans. Different charity every time. This time it's for lost Martian aliens. And they all need highlighters. So John's really interested in doing that. The highlighters are for signaling the way home.
I had no idea that our John, who every Monday rides a moped to try out his new Daisy hat in the big city right before he robs a bank, he gives all the money to charity, sometimes orphans, a different charity each time. This time it's for lost Martian aliens who all need highlighters. And they can they can mark the way home. And John will bring them pizza on the trip.
Yeah, so John, every Monday he gets on his little moped to try out his Daisy hat in the big city so he can rob a bank to give the money to different charities, sometimes orphans, because it's a different one every time. This time it's for lost Martians who need highlighters in order to highlight their way home. He's also bringing them pizza, right? And an entire arcade.
That is so generous. No wonder John's not here. He's out riding his moped, trying out his new Daisy hat in the big city where he's going to rob a bank, donate all the money to charity, sometimes an orphanage, a different charity every time. This time it's for Martians. And he's going to give them highlighters. Highlighters, why? Because then they can mark their way home. And John will be there to give them pizza and an entire arcade. I hope it has joust. Then there will be a big reunion party when they get back to Mars.
I didn't even know he'd been there. Because this is the same John that every Monday rides him up at Drata's Daisy Hat in the big city right before he robs the bank to give all the money to charity, sometimes orphanages, but it's a different charity each time. This time it's Lost Martians, because they need to get highlighters so they can mark their way home. And he's going to give them pizza and an arcade. Opa has Joust. And, oh my God. Wow. Holy shit. Is this what you feel like all the time? Nope. Blanked. Completely blanked. Well then. What was it?
Oh my gosh.
There's going to be a big reunion party when they get home.
Reunion
Yeah,
party.
on Mars.
Well, there you go. That's what John is doing.
Yeah, we all knew.
Yeah, everyone's figured it out.
Everybody knew.
Yep, our stories agree 100%.
Officer.
Oh, dare I say it sounds like John's having a lot of fun.
It's out of this world.
Oh, no.
What a ride.
It's really going to be the highlight of his week.
Abacus. This has been the podcast for the week. Thank you so much for listening. If there was any part of this that you liked in particular, please go to wastingallthetime.com/vote to let us know about it. At the end of the year, we'll take all of those submissions, put them up for review, and let you vote on our top 10 scenes of the year.
Yeah.
If you'd like to contact us for anything else, timewastepod@gmail.com or wastingallthetime.com/contact. Until next time, I have been Dave.
I've been Jess.
And I have been Cody.
And who else did we have, Jess?
Oh, we had John. And I'm coming in at the opportune moment to say the funniest thing, because that's what I do. I say the
Button
funniest
it, John.
thing.
Put a button on it. Come on. Bon voyage.
Goodbye. Good night, folks.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end of another episode of Wasting All the Time, an improv comedy podcast. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you really enjoyed the show, support us at patreon.com/timewastepod, or go to wastingallthetime.com. Excited for the opportunity to get back to a spot and then choose your own adventure, a different path, hopefully.
I'll bring up some swords. We can start sword fighting. It'll be a ton of fun.
Dave's like, yeah.
The non-committal head movement of... Oh, you don't say. Anyway.
I don't want to shake my head, but I can't nod either.
Oh, golly gosh, Sheba.
You
can't believe I wasn't the one that killed that.
Right. You did really fucking good.
I kind of was, because I was the one that I added so many little things at the end, and you picked up on one of them and not the main one.
I picked up on the jousting was stuck in my head, and it kept going, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." Sneaky, sneaky, Dave. I'm on your little trixies.
Yes, Jess.
Oh no, I was going to say, like, when it got to the Lost Martians, I don't know why I was just like, they're Martian aliens.
That was
aliens.
So.
Like,
you condensed it down to aliens.
Yeah.
I like Martian as a verb.
Wrong.
That's great. No, it's
The wonderful world of reinterpretation of words.
And isn't that just life in a nutshell?
No, this is life in a nutshell. It's me, life. I'm inside a nutshell.
Everything's just a horrible misunderstanding.
That's the title of your comedy stand-up special.
You know,
horrible misunderstanding.
Excel,